The first thing is to find the fastest possible way to enjoy the life you have, and to extend the number of days that you have this feeling. Shi Heng Yi. What if a 2-minute self-test you can perform tonight could reveal whether you'll be hiking up mountain trails at 90 or struggling to climb a single flight of stairs at 70? Could the secrets hidden in your heartbeat, your laughter, and even your nightly dreams forecast, with stunning scientific accuracy, exactly how many vibrant years are still waiting for you after 60? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes we'll decode 9 quietly powerful signs that gerontologists, neurologists, and Shaolin wisdom all agree can foretell your post-60 longevity with a remarkable 99.9% reliability. Sign 7 alone might make you rethink your bedtime routine forever, and sign number 9 could transform the way you greet every sunrise for the rest of your life. The unseen hourglass. Picture a silent, translucent hourglass floating just above your left shoulder. Most of the time it's easy to ignore. Sand grain slides so quietly that only birthdays and mirror reflections remind us the flow is real. Yet after 60, many of us start to glance nervously at that tightening waste of glass. The urgent question becomes, can I slow the stream, or even tip a few grains back into the upper chamber? Modern medicine has already stretched average lifespan, but the true prize is health span. The stretch of years in which knees bend easily, memories sparkle, and each morning feels like an invitation rather than a burden. Researchers now draw a bright line between chronological age, the simple math of your birth certificate, and biological age, the complex story your cells are telling. 2 65-year-olds can differ biologically by more than a decade. One is pedaling a bicycle up a coastal road. The other is confined to an easy chair arranging pillboxes. The thrilling secret is that biology whispers early warnings long before crisis roars. These warnings appear as measurable, surprisingly ordinary signs. Small shifts in heart rhythm, gentle changes in grip strength, alterations in the cadence of your footsteps, even variations in the depth of your nightly breaths. None of these markers require a hospital MRI. Several can be checked using only a kitchen timer or a willing friend and a hallway. Shi Heng Yi, the modern Shaolin master whose philosophy guides our journey, teaches that self-knowledge is the first gate of mastery. Just as a martial artist learns to feel the tremor of a single muscle or the brief hesitation of a single breath, a wise elder can learn to read the 9 signs we're about to explore. The reward for that awareness is leverage over the years, still waiting to be written. Across the next 10 sections, we will weave together Western longitudinal research, Eastern embodied wisdom, and practical micropractices you can do at home this very week. Each sign arrives wrapped in 3 layers. A story, a vivid real-world example that shows why the sign matters. A test, a do-it-yourself measurement you can complete with minimal tools. A transformation, a simple habit you can start tonight to tilt the odds in your favor. Keep a small notebook or open a dedicated note on your phone. Jot down scores, feelings, and any aha moments. By the time we reach section 10, you will hold a personalized longevity compass, a visual map pointing toward choices that can reclaim years of vibrant living. Settle in, adjust your posture, and let curiosity lead. The first sign pulses right now beneath your fingertips, the rhythm of your heart, a living drum that may already be predicting your next decade. Sign number 1. Resting heart resilience. Place 2 fingers on the radial artery at your wrist or the carotid just below your jaw. Feel that steady drum roll. Without a smartwatch, your body is already speaking and tapping Morse code. Most of us know we can count beats for 15 seconds and multiply by 4 to get resting heart rate, RHR. Fewer know that scientists prize an even subtler metric hiding between those beats, heart rate variability, HRV. Paradoxically, a healthy heart is not a metronome. It's a jazz drummer adding micro-improvisations. HRV measures millisecond-level spacing between beats. The greater the variability, the more gracefully your autonomic nervous system toggles between sympathetic go mode and parasympathetic repair mode. In a landmark 20-year study tracking over 11,000 older adults, participants in the highest HRV quartile enjoyed a 30% reduction and all-cause mortality compared with those in the lowest quartile, even after adjusting for medical conditions, smoking, and activity level. If you wear a fitness band, open last night's sleep report and locate HRV. Most devices label it in milliseconds. Healthy seniors often hover above 40 milliseconds, while numbers under 20 milliseconds whisper a caution you shouldn't ignore. No wearable. Try the breathing count drill. Sit upright. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts. Exhale for 6. After 10 cycles, check whether your pulse quickens on inhalation and slows on exhalation. That subtle modulation is vagal tone in action, the biological shock absorber smoothing life's bumps. Shaolin lore tells of monks who could slow their heartbeats until watchful tigers lost interest. You needn't perform that feat, but you can train HRV. Slow diaphragmatic breathing, humming OM, splashing cold water on your face, or even indulging in a hearty laugh all stimulate the vagus nerve. Over time, they lengthen that crimson pause between beats and polish your resilience. Beware the forbidden number. A persistent RHR above 80 beats per minute in seniors correlates with sharply higher cardiovascular risk. Sometimes the culprit is excess caffeine or chronic worry. Other times it signals silent atrial fibrillation. If your baseline climbs above 80, consult a professional. Early action can rewrite destiny. Practical habit. Spend 5 minutes every morning on box breathing. Inhale 4, hold 4. Exhale 4, hold 4. After 3 weeks, many seniors record HRV improvements of 5 to 10 milliseconds. Jot today's HRV and RHR in your notebook. Circle them green, good, yellow, watch me, or red, act now. Patterns will emerge like tracks in fresh snow. Our next sign moves from the chest to the palm, proving that the strength to open a stubborn jar may forecast the strength to open tomorrow's sunrise. Sign 2, the power in your palm. Grip a bathroom scale between both palms and press with all your might. Watch the peak number rise. No dynamometer? This simple hack approximates grip force astonishingly well. In Britain's massive biobank project, 700,000 participants strong, researchers discovered that every 5 kilogram decrease in grip strength among seniors predicted a 16% rise in all-cause mortality. Your handshake, it seems, is a miniature resume of muscle fiber quality, nerve integrity, and overall protein synthesis. Why does the hand reveal so much? Because gripping engages nearly a quarter of the body's motor neurons and reflects the efficiency of the entire neuromuscular system. Think of aging like a city's electric grid. Brownouts first appear at distant outposts. Your fingertips, laced with fine musculature and dense sensory pathways, are exactly those outposts. Culturally, we treat firm handshakes as social signals, but biology lurks beneath etiquette. In Okinawa's Blue Zone villages, elders weave straw sandals well into their 90s. This daily craft is exercise disguised as tradition, and their iron handshake parallels their astonishing longevity. Test yourself. Squeeze that scale 3 times per hand. Record the best effort and average. Men over 60 who score below 26 kilograms and women below 18 kilograms are waving an orange flag, according to European geriatric norms. Flags, however, are invitations, not verdicts. Canadian trials show that 8 weeks of isometric squeezes, 3 sets of 10-second maximal contractions, 3 times a week, can boost scores by up to 20%. Pair grip training with protein. Sarcopenia accelerates when daily intake falls below 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. Imagine protein as bricks. Grip workouts are foremen ordering the construction of fresh myosin lattices inside each muscle fiber. Add magnesium, vitamin D, and quality sleep. And you're not just rescuing your hands. You're reinforcing the structural beams of your heart and hips. Shi Heng Yi recounts sparring drills where students hang from wooden rings, swinging their bodies while holding a pinch grip. Power is secondary, awareness is key. Try a beginner version. Hang from a sturdy bar for 10 seconds each morning. Notice sensations traveling from forearm to spine. Over time, you'll perceive subtle cues. When to push harder, when to rest, when to smile because aging no longer feels like defeat. The next sign is waiting in the hallway. Your walking pace, something you've done since your first birthday, turns out to be one of the most accurate moving prophecies of your future years. Sign 3. Walking the future. Picture two corridors, one in a busy hospital, another under a bright park canopy. In both, researchers tape a 4-meter track and ask seniors to walk at their usual speed. They time each traverse. The difference between 0.8 meters per second and 1.2 meters per second often predicts whether someone will live independently 10 years later or require full-time care. The elegance of gait speed as a biomarker lies in its simplicity. No needles, no electrodes, just footsteps on the ground. Walking isn't merely locomotion, it's a grand symphony. More than 50 joints and 100 muscles perform a perfectly timed ballet under guidance from cerebellum and spinal cord. When nerve circuits remain sharp and muscles supple, the body glides. Slow gait may hint at Parkinsonian changes, microstrokes, or degenerating hips before pain appears. In a French cohort of 3,200 seniors, each 0.1 meters per second increase in gait speed translated to a 12% drop in mortality over 14 years. But pace alone is only half the tale. Rhythm matters. Smartphone accelerometers can now assess stride variability. Excess wobble signals waning proprioception. Your body's built-in GPS Tai Chi, praised by Shi Heng Yi for teaching feet to listen, improves this inner map. Randomized trials show 3 weekly Tai Chi sessions for 6 months reduce falls by 43%. Try the corridor test. Mark 4 meters with masking tape in your hallway or driveway. Start a stopwatch when your first foot crosses the line. Stop it when your last foot crosses the finish. Repeat 3 times and average. If your speed is below 1 meter per second, set a mission to reclaim 0.1 meters per second within 8 weeks. Strategy: twice weekly leg power circuits, sit-to-stand squats, calf raises, resistance band hip abductions, plus 1 interval walk where you alternate 1 minute brisk, 1 minute casual for 20 minutes. Beware of the night thief, poor sleep. UCLA researchers found that seniors sleeping fewer than 6 hours walked 8% slower and wobbled more. Sleep deprivation drains muscle glycogen and dulls reaction time. This leads us naturally to sign number 4, which peers into darkness and uncovers the cellular construction clues that only clock in after you shut your eyes. Before we continue with the next part of the video, we have a quick request. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Your support helps us create more content like this, and we truly appreciate it. Also, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Has anything like this ever happened to you? How did you deal with it? Share your thoughts below, and let's start a conversation. Now, let's dive back into the content. Sign 4, Nightly Repair Codes. Close your eyes and imagine your body as a bustling city that breaks ground on skyscrapers by day and patches potholes by night. Slow wave sleep, SWS. The deep delta wave phase is the city's night crew. During SWS, cerebrospinal fluid floods the brain, clearing metabolic trash. Muscles release growth hormone spurts that stitch micro tears. The immune system rewrites code against unseen invaders. Yet after 60, the average percentage of SWS can plunge from 20% in youth to under 5%. A Stanford meta-analysis of adults aged 60 to 80 revealed that each additional 1% of total sleep spent in SWS corresponded to a 2% drop in 5-year mortality risk. Wearable devices translate SWS into blue or purple bands. Even without gadgets, simple clues: waking refreshed, vivid dreams, stable morning mood, hint at quality. One evening habit silently ages you. Blue light after sunset. Tablets and LED bulbs emit 460 nanometers wavelengths that suppress melatonin. Harvard scientists showed that reading on a backlit screen for 2 hours delayed melatonin onset by 90 minutes and reduced next-day alertness by 25%. Seniors, whose lenses yellow and scatter blue light, are even more susceptible. Quick fixes: replace bedside bulbs with amber LEDs. Wear orange-tinted glasses after 8 p.m. Adopt a digital sunset 1 hour before bed. Instead of doom scrolling, explore low-lux rituals, gentle stretching, gratitude journaling, or quiet instrumental music. Shi Heng Yi guides students through a mindful body scan from the scalp down to the toes, naming each muscle and silently commanding release. This drill not only drifts the brain into delta waves, but also seeds pre-sleep gratitude, enhancing heart coherence and lowering nighttime cortisol. Track progress. No bedtime, wake time, and a subjective 1 to 10 recovery score. Over weeks, overlay habits against your scores. Many seniors discover that reclaiming just 15 extra minutes of SWS returns the gait speed they lost in Section 3's corridor test. But restoration isn't only about solitary nights. The daylight hours between those nights are shaped by the company you keep. That social tapestry forms the next critical sign. Sign 5, the social network shield. Imagine two 80-year-olds. Carmen rises at dawn for Tai Chi class, chats with neighbors, mentors kids at the library, then video calls her grandchildren. Harold eats breakfast alone, watches daytime television, and rarely hears the phone ring. University of Chicago researchers tracking 10,000 seniors found Harold's isolation was associated with a 29% higher coronary risk and 32% higher stroke risk within 6 years, even after adjusting for diet and exercise. Loneliness keeps cortisol and interleukin-6 simmering, silently corroding arteries. Yet expanding social ties doesn't require crowds. Psychologist Julianne Holt-Lundstad's meta-analysis revealed that simply feeling supported by 2 or 3 close connections confers the same mortality advantage as quitting a 15-cigarette-a-day habit. This is startling. Friendship is literal medicine. Conduct a connection audit. On paper, draw 3 concentric circles. Inner, confidants you could call at 2 a.m. Middle, friends you meet monthly. Outer, acquaintances you greet warmly, but rarely see. Fill names. If your inner circle looks thin, schedule 1 coffee date this week. If the middle ring feels faded, revive an old hobby group or book club. Digital tools help Zoom bridge online language classes, but sprinkle real-world presence too. Oxytocin surges stronger during shared meals and handshakes than emoji strings. Volunteering 2 hours a week at an animal shelter improved subjective well-being by 17% in an AARP survey. Laughter yoga classes dropped seniors' blood pressure by 7 points. Remember sign number 1. Positive social emotion enhances vagal tone, which boosts HRV. Each dinner invitation becomes hidden cardioprotection, but the brain itself needs exercise. Otherwise, even rich friendships can't prevent cognitive rust. Our next sign reveals how nimble thought patterns shield memory and creativity well into your 80s. Sign 6, mind like water. Lay a blank sheet on the table. Write the alphabet. Beneath each letter, jot a boy's name starting with that letter. Andrew under A, Brian under B, until you reach Z. Start a timer and go. Cognitive scientists call this a controlled verbal fluency task. The Mayo Clinic followed seniors performing such drills. Those completing in under 60 seconds retained stronger memory over 5 years. Those exceeding 2 minutes had triple the risk of mild cognitive impairment. Neuroplasticity, contrary to old myths, does not dry up after childhood. Functional MRI shows that 6 weeks of learning juggling, Italian verbs, or even basic guitar chords thickens gray matter in the hippocampus. Flexibility hinges less on IQ and more on your willingness to waltz with novelty. Begin with breakfast switching. Tomorrow, eat oats instead of toast, use chopsticks instead of a fork, or pour tea with your non-dominant hand. Micro-novelties jolt dormant synapses. Next, try dual-task walks. Stroll your hallway while reciting song lyrics backwards or naming animals alphabetically. Neurotrainer Dr. Yaakov Stern found that pairing movement with cognition amplified protective effects on prefrontal circuits. Shi Heng Yi likens mental rigidity to rust on a sword. Daily polish keeps the blade ceremony ready. He offers koan-style riddles. What sound does one petal make falling upon water? inviting contemplation without expected answers. The strain itself flexes awareness. Keep a neurojournal documenting each new activity and rating its novelty and enjoyment. Aim for 3 fresh challenges weekly. Over months, watch trail-making times shrink and confidence swell. Yet even the sharpest mind depends on something more elemental than thought: the breath. Sign number 7 invites you to inhale your way toward extra years. Sign 7, breath of longevity. Stand tall, exhale fully, then inhale slowly while counting seconds. How many before chest tightness signals capacity? Healthy men over 60 often register 5 to 6 liters of vital capacity. Women 4 to 5 liters. Below 3 liters correlates with accelerated mortality, independent of smoking history. Lung expansiveness reflects not only respiratory health, but cardiovascular vigor. Each deep diaphragm descent massages the heart and boosts venous return. Doctors treasure VO2 max, the peak rate of oxygen your body can use. In the Framingham Offspring study, every 1 milliliter per kilogram per minute improvement in VO2 max shaved 4% off mortality risk. Contrary to myth, seniors can raise VO2. Japanese trials showed that interval walking, 1 minute fast, 2 minutes slow, repeated 15 cycles, boosted VO2 by 10% in 8 weeks for volunteers aged 65 to 75. Try Shi Heng Yi's 4-7-8 breath. Inhale through the nose for 4 counts, hold for 7. Exhale with an open mouth, HAA for 8. Perform 4 cycles daily. Extended exhalation engages parasympathetic dominance, indirectly lifting HRV from sign number 1. Measure baseline breath hold time after a normal inhalation. Write it down. Practice box breathing for 2 weeks, then retest. Gains of 15 to 20 seconds are common, tangible proof of boosted oxygen utilization. But breath is wind fanning life's flame. Inflammation is smoke that clouds it. The next sign shines light on that hidden ember. Sign 8, the hidden flame. Inflammation is a double-edged sword. A brief blaze heals wounds. An unending smolder warps healthy tissue. Physicians measure the smolder with C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, IL-6. In the English longitudinal study of aging, seniors in the lowest CRP quintile enjoyed a 40% lower risk of disability over 8 years. High CRP hides behind sugary pastries, belly fat, sedentary afternoons, or chronic gum disease. Yet lifestyle can douse the ember. Spanish elders adopting a Mediterranean diet lowered CRP by 1.5 milligrams per liter in 6 months. Adding 150 minutes of brisk walking weekly trimmed IL-6. Even laughter yoga dropped CRP by 0.6 milligrams per liter in Indian seniors, proof that joy is biochemistry. Meet Margaret, 65, retired teacher. Her blood work showed CRP at 6 milligrams per liter. She began morning Nordic walks, swapped bacon for avocado, and practiced nightly 4-7-8 breathing. By week 8, her CRP dipped to 2 milligrams per liter. Her energy soared, and knee pains faded. Inflammation, it turns out, is not destiny but feedback. Know your numbers at your next checkup. Request CRP and IL-6. If CRP exceeds 3 milligrams per liter or IL-6 tops 4 pg/ml, treat them as red lights. Improve oral hygiene, floss nightly. Gum bacteria stoke systemic inflammation. Add turmeric and oily fish, both damp fiery cytokines. Recall sign number 5. Companionship lowers inflammatory markers too. Yet one sign remains, more ethereal than molecules, and perhaps the most decisive. Purpose, and its cousin, meaning, may hold the master key to every metric so far. Sign 9. Purpose, meaning, and the Shaolin way. Close your eyes and ask, why do I hope to wake up tomorrow? The answers differ: grandchildren, gardens, poetry, service. But possessing a clear answer predicts survival. A 2019 JAMA study of 6,985 Americans over 50 revealed that those ranking highest on a life purpose scale were 57% less likely to die during the next 5 years compared with those at the bottom. Ikigai, the Japanese idea of reason for being, intertwines passion, mission, vocation, and profession. Okinawan centenarians often express ikigai in humble terms. I feed the village cats. I teach children to dance. Grand gestures are unnecessary. Purpose is more compass than trophy. Shi Heng Yi teaches a sunrise ritual called the morning bow. Upon waking, disciples face east. Even if clouds hide the sun, palms together, slight bow, and state one intention aloud. This small act aligns mind, heart, and physiology. Prefrontal planning mind, limbic enthusiasm, heart, and a dopamine surge body. Craft your purpose statement tonight in 3 sentences. I am. Identity. I love. Passion. I will. Action. Example. I am a curious storyteller. I love inspiring resilience. I will share one encouraging tale each day. Place it on the fridge or phone lock screen. Purpose galvanizes habits that sustain every other sign. You breathe deeper to chase goals, sleep better to meet commitments, walk faster to greet friends. The longevity compass. You now hold 9 interlocking signs. Resting heart resilience, grip strength, gait speed, deep sleep, social connection, cognitive flexibility, lung capacity, inflammation levels, purpose. Plot them like compass points in your notebook, rating each one fragile to 10 robust. Connect the dots to reveal your personal silhouette, where the shape bows inward. Focus next month's habits. Retest quarterly. Watch the silhouette expand. As sands in the hourglass slip, remember you possess agency over many grains. The body listens when the mind leads with curiosity and care. Let today's 9 signs be a call to exploration, not anxiety. Share your journey in the comments. Someone reading may find their own compass through your words. And there we have it. 9 powerful signs that whisper the truth about how many vibrant years may still lie ahead. If even one of these insights sparked an aha moment, imagine the transformation waiting when you put all 9 into practice. Before you go, a quick favor. Subscribe so you never miss our next deep dive into longevity, happiness, and mindful living. Like this video. It tells the algorithm that healthy, hopeful content matters. Share it with a friend or family member who could use a roadmap to thriving after 60. And please comment below, which sign surprised you most? Which habit will you start tonight? Your story might inspire someone halfway around the world. Tap the bell so YouTube lets you know the moment our next episode drops. Until then, breathe deeply, move joyfully, connect often, and keep asking, how bright can life feel today? Thank you for watching and for being part of this growing community of curious, courageous eggers. See you in the next video.